In today's video, we're gonna get to the bottom line of what is the situation with Bitcoin and Uncle Scam. We're also gonna check up on our regular investments over at Bitpetite, Chain Group, and today is Saturday, so we're gonna check up on Questra as well. All that coming right up. The name of the game is compounding. You're either making it or you're paying. Lucky for you, you get to follow my trades. Let's make some money. What's going on, everybody? DJ AD here, and welcome to Passive Profits, a series where I share the progress of my passive income investments and review new and upcoming investment programs so together we can make some money. So as I mentioned, we're gonna debunk in this episode what is the real situation with Bitcoin and the tax man, aka Uncle Scam. As usual, if you're enjoying the videos on my channel, I really appreciate it. Please give me that thumbs up and leave a comment. I appreciate that. I try to respond and get back to all of you guys, and I like to start conversation and get to know every single one of you guys. So here's a snapshot of the portfolio and the different programs that we're in. We're in BitConnect with a 5K loan, and from that we're going to be getting around $1,500 a month, and with that we're going to be paying off our mortgage. So exciting. Down here we have Bitpetite, which we're going to be making 47% over a 6-week period, and our investment there is just about at break even in the next day or so. So from this point on, it's all profits and everything's been going perfectly smooth over at Bitpetite. Up here we have Chain Group, which has been growing tremendously. We're making between 60 to 70% a month there, and with that we're going to be paying off the utility bills here at our house. So exciting. We're currently testing Coinreum right now, which is going to be giving us around 60% per month. We're still considering it high risk because it is a new program and we don't know too much about the program yet, but as time goes on, hopefully it'll develop our trust. And last but not least, today is Saturday, so we're going to be checking up on our gains with Questra World and upgrading our packages once again. With Questra World, it's the lowest risk program we're currently in. We're making around 15% per month, but what we're doing there is we're reinvesting all of it to build up our packages, and ultimately that will create a salary for ourselves in the upcoming months. If you'd like to mirror what we're doing here at Passive Profits, the links and full reviews for each of these is in the description below. On with the updates. So in regards to the Bitcoin situation with taxes, of course, me being a YouTuber, I'm going to turn to some other YouTubers first and just see what information they may provide, which might set us in the right place. Our friend here, Kubera, has a pretty interesting video. I like how he dabbles with a lot of gray area stuff first, but then he tells you pretty much halfway into it to do the right thing. Nevertheless, the same thing applies for our friend Ryan here. He consulted with his CPA, and the same thing pretty much applies between the two of them. What they're saying, or what their accountants have told them, is that you don't have to pay taxes until you convert cryptocurrency into a spendable fiat currency. In other words, when you convert it to US dollar or whatever currency is in your country. Now, this is really about the tax. This is about the United States tax code. So depending on what country you're in, this might be irrelevant, but it might be good for you to know it anyways. So that in the gist is what they have learned. But what I want to show you guys is what I actually pulled up from the IRS's website directly. Here we have a PDF called Notice 2014-21. I don't know if that's the year as well, but in here, we're going to read some things that maybe don't exactly say that actually. So I'm going to read some pieces off. I don't know exactly what they're saying in some of this stuff because unfortunately the IRS sometimes speaks in cryptic code and they'll leave a lot of things for self-interpretation. But what I'm going to do is read these sections out to you guys, and maybe all of us together, along maybe with your own CPAs, we can finally come to a conclusion to what type of language are they talking about here? What is the bottom line? When do we actually have to pay? What's the real truth? What is the scenario basically? So it just says here, the notice describes how existing general tax principles apply to transactions using virtual currency, okay? The Internal Revenue Service is aware that virtual currency may be used to pay for some goods and services or held for investment. Virtual currency is a digital representation of value that functions as a medium of exchange, a unit of account, and/or a store of value. In some environments, it operates like real currency, the coin and paper money of the United States or of any other country that is designated as legal tender, circulates, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's get down here. This is where the good stuff is. Virtual currency that has an equivalent value in real currency and that acts as a substitute for real currency is referred to as convertible virtual currency. Bitcoin is one example of a convertible virtual currency. Bitcoin can be digitally traded between users and can be purchased for or exchanged into US dollars or euros and other real or virtual currencies. So that is the red flag one. I was like, okay, wait a second, what are they saying here? Now, let's go down here. Section 3, scope. In general, the sale or exchange of convertible virtual currency or the use of convertible virtual currency to pay for goods or services in a real-world economy transaction has tax consequences that may result in a tax liability. All right, so down here, they actually have some Q&A questions, and this is where you're really going to start to raise some eyebrows of what are they saying here, okay? Because it's kind of contradictory. Some of it says it's considered virtual currency and there's tax consequences, and then there are some sentences that says it's treated as property. So here it is right here. How is virtual currency treated for federal tax purposes? For federal tax purposes, virtual currency is treated as property. Here's the really, really important question. Must a taxpayer who receives virtual currency as payments for goods or services, including computing gross income, the fair market value of the virtual currency? Yes, a taxpayer who receives the virtual currency as payment for goods or services must, in computing gross income, include the fair market value of the virtual currency, measured in US dollars, as of the date that the virtual currency was received. See publication, blah, blah, blah. So this is where I'm having an issue. Because if you're saying that you're treating it as a property, let's say I did a job for somebody, all right, and they gave me a used car as a payment. At the end of the year, when you do your taxes, are we saying that that $3,000 car was a gain, and thus now I have to come up with 30% of that in cash to pay taxes on that? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because if you're getting paid in vehicles, where's the cash? You don't have the cash, right? And it doesn't make sense that they're going to expect you to sell the car so that you can give them 30% and then now you lost the car, right? So that's kind of like what I'm reading here in between the lines. It's kind of like they want you, from what I'm reading and gathering, it feels like they're saying, we want you to pay in US dollars 30% or whatever it is as taxes on the Bitcoin earnings that you made. In other words, we want you to sell the Bitcoin earnings so that you can get US dollars and pay us out. That doesn't make sense either, because what if it was a house, right? If you received a house as an inheritance or as payment for something, they don't expect you to sell the house at the end of the year to give them their 30%. Now you're homeless. So that is where I'm finding a lot of gray areas here. I'm linking this document in the description, and I'd love for all of us together to read through this. Maybe some of you guys are CPAs and you already know the answer to these questions. That'll be great, because there are thousands of us in this community and in other YouTubers communities that would really like some clarity on this. What is this document really saying? Are we supposed to sell a property at the end of the year to give Uncle Scam their 35%? Or are they just saying we're supposed to claim it now, but it's understandable that we're not supposed to pay taxes on it until we sell it, which is the way real estate works, which is the way it works with all other property, right? As it stands now, you don't have to pay capital gains tax on your house, for instance, until you sell your house. When you turn around, if you bought your house for $100,000, as an example, and in 10 years, it goes up to $500,000, that's a $400,000 gain. When you sell the house, you have to pay taxes on that, unless you do something called an exchange where you buy another house and then you can defer the payment. But to keep it simple, that's when they expect you to pay, because that's when you're cashing out the house. So I would think that that is how virtual currency, or at least cryptocurrency, is treated. But then again, there are some contradictions here. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's move on to some of our regular withdrawal stuff. Here we are, it is Saturday, so we're looking at Atlantic Global, and here we currently have 2 green packages, and it looks like we earned 31 on one and 31 on the other, so roughly 62 euros for the 2. So we have a balance here of 79 euros. So what we're gonna do is, I have some affiliate gains here for the week. I'm gonna move those over and see what kind of packages we can buy to continue to build our packages over there at Atlantic Global. So we'll hit this button here, 465.22. We'll confirm it, and wham, there it is. Looks like we just got something else in at the last minute, or maybe I didn't type something right, because now it says $5.99. That's okay. We'll leave that there. We won't bother with that right now. So here, we just refresh the page. There it is right there. Together, $5.44. So let's see what kind of packages we can buy with that. 2 yellows, it seems. $540 is what it looks like it'll cost for 2, and it's exactly what we have here. So 2 yellows is what we're gonna be buying. So we'll hit the buy button. We'll hit purchase, and wham, there it is right there. 1 yellow. Let's go get another yellow. We'll hit buy, we'll hit purchase, and wham, there it is right there. 2 yellow packages. Very, very nice. The balance should be very low now. There it is, just $4. Perfect. We'll let that sit there until the next week. Next thing we're gonna do here is go ahead and turn off that insurance. We don't really need it. They never miss their gains. Checking out our gains over at Chain Group. Yes, once again, 5 to 6 days in a row here with $35 gains and above. The goal here is to score between $25 to $30 a day with our $1,300 investment. And at the end of the month, that should be roughly $800 to $900. And with that, we're gonna be paying off the utility bills here at our house. Very, very exciting. With the extra we're making in these days, it's awesome because it's making up for the slumpy days we had back here on the 15th when the market had that big downfall. So that's very, very good. So let's do our daily withdrawal from here. Paste in this special wallet we created just for the utility bills. We put in 32 bucks and wham, there it is right there in the pending status as usual. So now we've got the remaining balance there, which is from the efforts of marketing. I'm actively, heavily marketing now on Facebook and YouTube, at least for the last few weeks. And so I've been seeing a return on my investment in the way of referral commission. So that's very nice to see. No one wants to spend money for nothing. So here we go, 330, click on that, hit send, and wham, there it is right there. So as I was mentioning, they have been a lot busier. So they used to do the withdrawals in 30 minutes. It looks like they're waiting maybe a couple of hours now to do more in one batch, or perhaps they just have so many going on that it's just taking them a little longer. But nevertheless, it always happens on time. I'm very, very happy with our Chain Group investments. So we're in Bitpetite and Dragon as far as the 2 programs here. And as you see, the performance for each of them has been very, very strong. BitStrong has just taken off for the last week. They've made up for the slumpy days, so that's really good to see from them. Dragon has always a consistent between 2.2 to 2.9% gain every day. So these are 2 great programs. There are other good programs here which I might consider, like this TG Thomas, which is a much slower one, but it allows you to do compounding, and you also get the principal back at the end. So that might be something I might consider very, very soon. Nevertheless, Chain Group is rocking. Moving on over to Bitpetite. As usual, we're doing very good here. $35.99 back already from our $3,900 investment. Looks like we're like 2 days away maybe from breaking even totally with the investment side here at Bitpetite. With this platform as well, I've been doing a lot of affiliate marketing on Facebook and YouTube. So I've been seeing a nice return on my investment here. Platform converts very well for those of you that are interested in referrals as well. So that's always a good thing. Not every platform converts that well, so you could wind up spending a lot more than you'd like to try to get referrals. So let's do our daily withdrawals from here, and we'll hit the withdraw button, and boom, there it is right there. Double wham at the same time. The 2 transactions as usual here at the blockchain wallet. Very, very happy with Bitpetite. It seems like they have a super connection to the blockchain because all of their withdrawals come through super lightning fast. Last thing I want to check up on here is the market. We are having a nice rally here on a Saturday, which is strange because usually the big players are out on the weekends, but we are rallying back. As you see here, we created this little range yesterday, and as you see, we're still in the range. It looks like we actually might be breaking out of the range, or perhaps we're gonna be doing a pullback. Let's extend the range now to see where we're at as far as that's concerned. So, yep, we're definitely still in the range. Here we broke out of it, but as you see, we fell right back into the pocket. Right now, we're at 43.33 at the time of the video, so I'm loving the fact that we are not being phased as much by stuff from China. China is completely out of the mix, and Bitcoin is back in the middle of the 4,000s. That is a really, really bullish sign for Bitcoin. If you've been enjoying the videos, please leave a like and a comment. I appreciate that. That puts me in a great mood and in great spirits to keep coming back every single day. It takes time away from my family and friends to create these videos every day. But as long as you guys are enjoying them, I love to do them for you. This is DJ NAD signing out. Peace.